Firestarter. Firestarter 2022, guys. It's out in theaters now, and it's streaming on Peacock. Okay, guys, welcome to Mirror Domain's Movie News, your place for entertainment headlines, and this is the weekly horror roundup. We'll take a look at some of the horror movie news stories of the week, and take a look at some new trailers that dropped. And I went out and saw Firestarter, so here we go. Guys, if you haven't seen it, well, this is... Let's just take a look at the tomato meter, and then we'll get into my thoughts about this movie, Firestarter, starring Zac Efron. And, it's got 13% with 78 reviews and 49% by the audience ratings. Now, guys, I'll be brutally honest with you guys. I don't agree with these scores. See, this paints the picture that it's going to be a very bad movie. So you go into it thinking, oh, well, it's going to be terrible. So when it's not that terrible, I'm kind of like, I don't agree with this. Actually, I kind of like the way that things happened in this movie, to tell you the truth. Okay, so let me tell you where I'm at. Now, I'm not somebody who actually saw the original with Drew Barrymore. I never saw that one. So I don't have a base reference. I don't have anything to go off of from the story. All I know is what the current movie told me. So that's my point of view. That's my perspective. Let's take a look at some of the snapshot reviews here. Pretty okay when no one is talking. No, I can't agree with that. With wooden acting, a plotting storyline, and several cringeworthy changes from the source material, the 2022 version indeed starts a dumpster fire. Well, that's a perspective from somebody who read the story, it sounds like. Maybe they saw the original. At least this one is mercifully short. And that's something I think that's a good thing about it. I hate when things draw out for like an hour and 50 minutes to 2 hours when you don't need to. I like things nice and compact. I do like movies that are an hour and 30 minutes, and this one is one of those. Zac Efron leads a modest amount of star power to proceedings, but the story is so uneventful that it seldom rises above a low boil. No, I don't know about some of these people. Okay, so somebody's got a good review here. Let's see what they said. Probably helped not having seen the first one, not knowing the King book, but I thought this was pretty good horror. See, if you didn't see the first one, you don't know the story, the original book, then probably you might like it. I dug the characters the most. The girl, of course, Zac Efron, eye bleeding, topped by Kurtwood Smith as the doomed naysayer. Arglass Viking says in live chat, apparently there's prolonged animal cruelty. Well, there's a scene with a cat. The cat scratches her and she turns it into charcoal. But she doesn't do a very good job the first time, and the father comes and says, you got to finish the job. So if you consider that animal cruelty, then, but you know what? If you think that's animal cruelty, then exactly what happened in Pet Sematary with the cat, that cat, that's also, I guess, in the same category as it's obviously not a real cat, people. It's not a real cat. And was there something with a bird in there too? Yeah, but whatever. She's learning her powers, and that's what I took away from it. I like those kinds of stories where and I like the fact that the parents had the powers too, and they were being hunted by this group of people that were wanting to take them in and do experiments on them, stuff like the X-Men movies have kind of minimally touched on that. New Mutants was trying to do that, having this horror element to their powers. But I actually like this Firestarter movie. Now, it's not Shakespeare, I'll give you that, but there's a couple story twists in it that I kind of like towards the end, and I like how things just kind of wrapped up nicely at the end. You do get hints of Brightburn in this when she goes like full out against some kids and stuff like that. But I like that. I don't mind that. I like Brightburn. In fact, later on today, we will be watching Brightburn on this channel, doing a full live watch along coming out around 1:30 or 2 p.m. later today. I just haven't decided yet. Because it's on Netflix right now, and I want to rewatch that movie because, yeah, if you like Brightburn, you may like Firestarter. Firestarter's not anywhere near as good, but I like the score because John Carpenter did the score. I just didn't think that I was walking in expecting a dumpster fire, and it's not that. So Firestarter, I would probably end up giving a 6 out of 10. A 6 out of 10 for Firestarter from me. And I think that's pretty much all I'm going to say about it. If you like the trailers, and you're not, and you don't go in with the preconceived notion that you think that it's going to be just a train wreck, which it's not. Yeah, it does have some appeal in there, and I like that story of the father and the son, or the father and the daughter kind of thing, learning their powers and stuff like that. I like that stuff, and Stephen King puts in some stuff in there with the story, and I don't know the deviations from the original story, so hey, it worked for me. But of course, it's not anything near what the Rotten Tomato score of 13%. It's not 49%. Yeah, I could see someone giving it a mid-range score. 13%. Yeah, I don't. You get the impression that all of these people had expectations of what the story should have been when you read some of this stuff, and when it didn't live up to that, then it's an automatic dumpster fire, and it's not. And it's not. I kind of found it. It's a pass, but it's not something that I would say you got to rush out and see it. There we go. Firestarter is something that you don't need to rush out and see this weekend. Sadly, that's a bummer. But it's just one of those ones where you're just kind of like, if it's on in the background, coming up on TV or something, it's worth a look, because if you're a horror fan, then you'll definitely want to check that out. All right, let's continue on with some of these stories that are up on the old list here. And we'll go directly into the Teen Wolf movie. Tyler Hoechlin officially signs on to return for the Teen Wolf movie. Of course, he's been busy with doing the Superman and Lois show, but he was in the Teen Wolf series, so this will appease a lot of people out there who were fans of that series and will be happy to see him back. Tyler Hoechlin. And oddly enough, I liked him as Superman in that Superman and Lois movie. But I had lost track of that series because it kept on going on hiatus. You know, you would watch like 5 episodes and then it would be like off the air for like a month, and then they'd come back with 2 or 3 episodes and then it'd be gone for another couple of weeks. It just lost me because of that. I hate that's why I don't watch TV stuff anymore, because I hate those breaks. Yeah, I hate it. It throws me off. All right. So he said, let's see what's going on. He explained his difficult decision not to come back earlier. But whatever. Now we know that Teen Wolf, the movie official trailer. So they have a trailer out there, guys. But that's pretty much what you need to know about that. Hopefully that catches your eye. Cats gets a bad rap, 9 lives all spent. Yeah. Yeah, so, I don't, yeah. Our Glass Viking says in live chat about cats. Okay, let's talk about Scream 6 and the return of Kirby. This broke earlier in the week, and we talked about this on the Normal Movie News show. Hayden Panettiere returns as Kirby for Scream 6. Cool. Everybody liked her as in Scream 4. She was in Scream 4, right? And I like her as an actress, too. I like her a lot. And before any of you guys rag on me for saying that I'm not pronouncing her name right, because I know that there's a lot of people out there that it's a confusing name. So let's go over to take a look at this interview when she did with George Lopez, where they do talk about her name. So let's get her name right, guys.
Her name right. Oh my, they had to put it phonetically. I had to do it over last week. I did it 7 times.
Whoops.
I know.
Panettiere.
Yeah, Panettiere. So there you go, guys. Hayden Panettiere. Yeah. People say Panettiere or whatever, but it's Panettiere. And I just want to make sure that I get that right, so some people out there will be like, ooh, you're not saying it right. Whatever. I try my best to try to say the people's names right by trying to find interviews and stuff like that where they actually do pronounce it themselves. So, yeah. All right, anyway. Scream 6, Kirby's back. Now, it did pose an interesting question to me, though. Because if you saw Scream 4, and this is not it's not a spoiler, because it's been out for more than a decade. She gets run through. She gets stabbed a couple times, actually. So I don't know if they're just going to say that she survived and then she's back, or maybe she's got a twin. Although it does say that she's back as Kirby. So I'm guessing she's either going to be back, or if you saw the new Scream movie, she may appear as somebody's image. But I don't think so. I think they'll just explain that she's back, and that's cool. I like that. Hidden Penetier. Yeah. I want to see her back on the big screen. March 31st, 2023 is the release date. It's from the same directors. Bentinelli, Open, and Tyler Gillette. Yeah, so they directed the new Scream movie, and they're going to direct this one as well. And of course, we know the other returning Scream members are Melissa Barrera, Jasmine Savoy Brown, Mason Gooding, and Jenna Ortega also returning, as well as Courtney Cox. Oh, damn you, Joe Blow. Stop flooding me with these pop-ups. So it's going to be up in the air to see what happens. Yeah, we know that Gail's going to be back. I don't think we need to see Sydney. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Does Sydney need to come back? And are you happy that Hayden Panettiere is going to be back as Kirby in Scream 6? Hey, I really like that Scream 5. Quite a bit, actually. So it's going to be cool that this franchise is rolling on. And, all right. Resurrection. What's this Resurrection all about? Resurrection, starring Rebecca Hall. Margaret's life is in order. She is capable, disciplined, and successful. Everything is under control. That is until David returns, carrying with him the horrors of Margaret's past. Oh, Tim Roth is David. Okay. Grace Kaufman. See if there's anybody else here in the cast that jumps out at me. No. Okay. So let's go over and take a look at this teaser, or this full trailer for Resurrection that came out yesterday. Let's make sure that everything here is in order before we get going. And I don't care if this gets copyright claim, guys. I got tired of trying to split videos out and stuff like that and muting stuff. I just feel like let's check out this trailer for Resurrection. Our Glass Vikings in the live chat says Teen Wolf was an excellent show. Dylan O'Brien was an excellent standout character. Cool. Decade spoiler alert. Yeah. Did you ever cover Happy Death Day? It was kind of a Scream parody. Yes, Sydney needs to return. So you think that Sydney needs to return for Scream 6? As long as they don't kill her off, that's the way I feel about it. All right. Let's check out this trailer for Resurrection. Well, it does say teaser here. It's teaser for Resurrection, starring Rebecca Hall.
Abby, if you're watching this, it means that something went wrong.
And she was really good. And it's going to be on Shudder. She was really good in The Night House, if you ever caught that.
I couldn't tell you. I thought that I could make it all okay. But I was unlucky in what happened.
Okay, so that's Tim Roth there. Ooh, listen to her breathing. She's scared of that dude. So, it's an abusive relationship. Ooh. Ooh, what are those marks on her back? An audacious psychological thriller. So it did look like she had some scarring there on her back.
I know him. I know what he's capable of.
I think you're having an episode.
A gripping, gruesome thriller. The kind
I'm doing
of
what I
creeping
have to
dread.
do to protect myself and my daughter from harm.
Ooh, what was that?
It's been
A baby?
22 years.
That's
now.
creepy.
I just want you to be happy.
And she's going to be playing off Tim Roth. Resurrection. Tim Roth is obviously a very talented actor in himself. To see him and Rebecca Hall kind of face off there, that looks very intriguing. I like that. August 5th, Andrew Siemens? All right, let's see what the. I said that I thought it was looked cool. I like that trailer. Okay. Rebecca Hall is absolutely fantastic in everything she's in. I'll definitely be checking this out. Me too. I'll be checking this out quite a bit. This one, and then as I said, she was really good in the Lake House that came out or the Night House. Sorry, Night House that came out like a year ago or something. Or that one was really creepy too. So she can do these kinds of weird thrillers, and this one definitely looks like that's up there. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. This Resurrection. Yeah. I'll have to check this out. 2022, an hour and 43 minutes. August 5th. There we go. Resurrection. Hourglass says in the live chat, Resurrection, all is not what it appears to be. I'm sensing there will be a few twists in this. Tim Roth is a good actor. Yes, he is indeed. Okay, so what's up next here? Oh, Creepypasta. There's another trailer that we got to check out. Something called Creepypasta. Are you guys into creepypastas? That's like that internet horror kind of thing, right? That's where like Slender Man came from, where you create these kind of like ghost stories that become like an urban legend. Creepypasta. Now, I'm not going to read the synopsis first. Let's try it this way. I read the synopsis first, and then I was kind of expecting to see certain things in the trailer. Let's just watch the trailer first. Yeah. Let's see what this is. I'm not going to read it. Let's go. Let's check it out. Creepypasta.
Hello?
Do not
Ooh.
scream. Do not scream.
Ooh.
Do not scream.
So, there's like monsters in this. Well, it's based on creepypastas. Oh, that's scary. I like the black-eyed kids. Ooh. Creepypasta. Coming soon. Is that it for the teaser? Yeah, that's it. Huh. What do you guys think about that? It's like a horror anthology, right? Ooh, that's kind of creepy. That's creepy. The black-eyed kid, though, those apparently that's based on something of reality, where there were reports of like these kids, these black-eyed kids that would walk around the neighborhood, and they would knock on your door asking for like a glass of water or something, and you're not supposed to let them inside. And the only way that you can tell that they're bad, what's going on there with the face? Looks like she's got like a oxygen mask on or something. But apparently, yeah, the kids all have like these black eyes. Let's see if I can pull that up. There's some. It looks like it's somewhat of an anthology of some kind. Is that the Grim Reaper there? Yeah, there's the black eye. Yeah, they have got completely black eyes. No whites in their eyes. So I don't know if that's a throwback to that. It's Creepypasta. Let's see what the synopsis reads here. Plot. Trapped in an abandoned house, a nameless man desperately searches for clues to how he got there. The answer is hidden within a series of disturbing viral videos, which begins to infect his mind. Well, that sounds very much like VHS. So it is sort of like an anthology. Maybe he'll watch these videos and they'll each have these little stories in it. Let's go over to the IMDb here and take a look at what this has got. Creepypasta, the movie. Okay, trapped in an abandoned house. Disturbing viral videos, each of which begins to infect his mind. Okay. Angelic Zambrana. Eva is Santa. We never saw any of these people. Well, we must have seen them in the trailer, but the Gray Man. Gray with an E. Interesting. What do you guys think about that? Creepypasta the movie. Are you going to check that out? I thought that looked pretty interesting. A little bit on the low budget side, but that's okay. I don't mind that. You know, we're horror fans here, so we tolerate that kind of stuff. It's because sometimes, you know, that's just the way that it goes. Resident Evil series coming out on Netflix is going to be in July, and they debuted the first teaser earlier this week. And I did some reactions to it already, guys. I'm not going to react to it again here. Maybe. Maybe I will take a look at it again. But earlier in the week when this broke, they released this first teaser, and then in that first teaser, they had like a QR code there that led you to a link to the second full teaser, which was a little bit better because it showed us a little bit more of the stories. But this Resident Evil series is going to be out on Netflix July 14th. And when I saw it, guys, I was kind of impressed, actually. I thought it looked fairly decent. Okay, so Resident Evil, a live-action scripted series building on Capcom's legendary video game franchise starring Lance Reddick as Albert Wesker. So Wesker is a familiar name from the games, right? But I don't think it's the same one. Nearly 3 decades after the discovery of the T-virus, an outbreak reveals the Umbrella Corporation's dark secrets. And that's what I got from these teasers. And I like the poster, and I like the fact that they're working on some kind of other drug. The first teaser doesn't really show too much, I don't think. Let's make sure everything's kosher here.
Billy? Jade?
Yeah, no, I've already watched this, and I've already got claims on the channel for this, so I'm not going to rewatch it again. And this is the Wesker character, so yeah, they definitely changed around a little bit of the lore. And I know that some people out there, let's see what some of the comments were. I'll give them the monster CGI is probably the best we'll ever see in a live action RE. Well, hopefully better than that Welcome to Raccoon City CG. I haven't seen CG that bad in a long time. This looks so stunning and brave. Why did they delist the second trailer? That one actually has something interesting to tease. Did they delist it? It did have a good chunk of what you felt like what the story was going to be. Yo, if the main characters have super wokeness powers, I'm out. I didn't get anything or any impressions about that. But it definitely doesn't have any of the Redfields or Renfields or whatever. Redfield? Claire Redfield? Yeah, they don't have anything like those names in it. It just looks like it's something different, where they're developing this other drug, like an antidepressant, and somebody said yesterday that has a small side effect of zombieism. So I found that kind of funny. The production values for it looked pretty good. Oh, sorry guys, I'll scroll up there. And this is the first teaser. So the first teaser doesn't really show us too much, but it does look like it does have some scope to it. And I like the design aesthetic of using the yellow contrasted with the red. I like that. So then that's the first one, and then the second teaser starts off with this song. What's that song?
Losing joy.
Yeah, I got the joy in my heart. Yeah, that song. So they're talking about this antidepressant that's supposed to make you feel happy, but of course the antidepressant has the T-virus in it that turns people into a bunch of zombies, and it looks like it does a much better job. I'm sorry that if you want to go and check out my reactions to it, I did watch the full trailers already, guys. On Friday's show and on Thursday's show, I think I did. So it's up there. So we're definitely going to get some of these monsters And that automatically, right there, looks a lot better than what they were doing in Raccoon City. Welcome to Raccoon City. That was really bad CGI. Terrible. Oh, yeah, look new. But that looks pretty good. So we're going to have one of those monsters. That's a familiar Resident Evil monster. Looks like somebody's transforming or somebody's jumping off something. And then we get like a big monster, like a big caterpillar of something. Cool. Yeah, well, we know that it definitely mutates people or things into larger things, and the scope of that. Like the CG, that looks like pretty impressive CG. And July 14th. I'll be looking forward to that. What do you guys think? Did you guys go out and see it? See those trailers? I totally recommend that you do. And if you have trouble finding the second trailer there, just go over to Joe Blow's website there, and they'll hook you up because they tied both of the trailers together. And interesting marketing campaign that you would have one secret trailer for such a small little property. I know that people think that Resident Evil is like this big thing, but it's not. And interesting ploy. Interesting. Totally Killer. What is this about? Totally Killer. Kiernan Shipka and Olivia Holt star in Blumhouse time travel slasher. Interesting. Time travel slasher. Last year it was announced that Christopher Landon will direct time loop slashers like Happy Death Day and Happy Death Day to You, and the body swap flasher Freaky for Blumhouse. Okay. Well, totally killer. But in the meantime, Blumhouse has announced they're making their own time travel slasher called Totally Killer. Kiernan Shipka and Olivia Holt have signed on to star in the film, which follows Jamie, whose mom, Pam, is terrorized by the resurgence of the Sweet 16 killer, a masked maniac that slaughtered a group of teenage girls in the 80s. With the help of her friend Amelia, Jamie travels back in time to 1987 and teams up with the teen version of her mom to try to stop the killer. Well, that sounds totally audacious and cool, man. It's like, teaming up with your teen mother to take out this killer. That's bizarre. That's right up my alley. I like that kind of abstract idea. Let's see. Khan said to say about the project. Who's this Khan? Nen, Jack. Oh, jeez. I'm sorry, I'm butchering that. Who's done work with the Young Rock? Okay, he'll be directing this, or her. I don't know if that's a man's name or a female name. I'm sorry, but they said the idea of a horror comedy time traveling movie is going to be, I'm going to be honest, something I never thought of in my life. So when I was approached by the amazing creatives at Blumhouse and Amazon about Totally Killer, it was just so unique and exciting. I had to be involved, and then add this incredible cast on top. Everybody get ready. Yeah. Okay. I don't even know who this person is. Let's Google them. Let's Google them. It is a her. Okay. Non-Achka Khan. Non-Achka? I'm hoping I'm not butchering that. But there she is. Okay. Cool. I'll keep my eye out for that. Totally Killer. Time traveling horror comedy. Very interesting. Now this is the Bad Seed reunion. Or no, sorry. I that's a typo. They're supposed to say return. Bad Seed return. The Bad Seed Returns trailer. McKenna Grace is a homicidal teen in Lifetime thriller. So it's for Lifetime, guys. We're not going to watch this little teaser because it's, well, it's a sequel, it looks like. So I never saw the first Bad Seed, but McKenna Grace, who was in Ghostbusters Afterlife. So she plays a teenage killer in The Bad Seed Returns, a Lifetime original movie. Now, I don't know how horrific it could be. Seems to be somewhat of a knife there. But she was good in Ghostbusters Afterlife. And if she's playing like this crazy person, why is the baby walking? Why is nobody watching that baby walking out towards the pool there? Come on, what's going on here? I guess she, well, maybe that's this. Ooh, that's mean-spirited, man. 15-year-old Emma, a seemingly typical teenage girl who is anything but that, set several years after the murderous events of the first movie, which left her father dead. Okay, so she's now living with her aunt Angela and navigating high school. And then, of course, I guess it goes on that she picks up her killing spree over there with her aunt, McKenna Grace. And there she is on this press tour for Ghostbusters Afterlife with Finn Wolfhard. I liked her in that. She was like Egon's granddaughter or something like that, right? Huh. The Bad Seed Returns. Homicidal teen. Huh. For Lifetime, though. Lifetime? Really? Don't they usually do like those romance movies or something like that? Or am I confusing my networks? All right. What else? Rumor from Bloody Disgusting. Is Rob Zombie's The Munsters heading to Netflix? Well, we know that Rob Zombie was making The Munsters there, for sure. And I think some of the cast is starting to wrap up. So I think the production itself has got to be winding down. Now, they said that when it originally leaked, it was confirmed to Universal Production with the plans, keyword there, to release on Studio's Peacock streaming service. Well, that's what I thought too. Bloody Disgusting is now exclusively hearing that the film has been sold to Netflix and will premiere this fall. Why did Peacock get rid of it then? Or like that's a weird. That does give me pause. This is not substantiated yet, obviously, by other websites. But if this is the rumor mill that Bloody Disgusting is going with it, and they're known for their horror scoops. And there's the cast there. Sherry Moon is obviously going to be in it. We've taken a look at a lot of the behind the scenes photos and stuff like this, and looked at the set and stuff for the Munsters. So I've been kind of I'm definitely curious, even though that I've really not enjoyed the last couple of movies from Rob Zombie. 3 from Hell had an interesting idea in it, but it was just 31 was pretty much unwatchable. Let's see if there's any comments here. Every bad film ends up on Netflix these days. Not a good sign. Well, that's not true. There are some good films on Netflix. In fact, we may even be watching one later on today in Brightburn, right, guys? Another movie, folks, will have to go the bootleg route. Maybe that's not what you mean. Maybe that's what you just mean, like their original movies, and to which I'll have to argue, hey guys, The Ritual is on the Netflix. Maybe that's one we should watch. Oh, yeah, The Ritual is one of my favorite movies. They've done also a lot of other cool stuff, like The Discovery, which was about this scientist that finds out that he confirms 100% that there is an afterlife. So people start killing themselves because they don't like their lives now and just want to get on to the next chapter. It's really, really cool, man. And it's got it's one of Robert Redford's final performances. Yeah. Another movie, folks, will have to go the bootleg route if they want a physical media copy. Not that I'd ever do that. Okay, so what are you talking about, sir? I wouldn't even think about buying a bootleg Blu-ray of the current Texas Chainsaw Massacre that I found available online. Well, it's on Netflix. Reminded me of the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre being dumped on Netflix. Not good. Well, hey, we had fun watching the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's up on the channel right now, too. A full watch-along, including the bus scene. I never expected it to be released in theaters. Well, I thought they were going to try to do a limited run. We'll have to see once the first trailers drop as to how the tone of it's going to play out, because it's definitely if it's going to be for kids or like the younger crowd, that's a different style for Rob Zombie, and I'll keep my eye on it. The overall impressions that I got from the comment section there on the Bloody Disgusting site is that people, well, they're not, they're interpreting it as a bad sign. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below, and we will talk about it. All right, final story of the day that's kind of a bummer. Real bummer. Fred Ward passed on. And Kevin Bacon honors his Tremors star Fred Ward. And Fred Ward was in that movie Tremors with Kevin Bacon. And I think that's probably my favorite role of his, next to Remo Williams, which is probably unwatchable now because for certain reasons. And we'll talk about his resume here in a few minutes. But Kevin Bacon came out and took to his social media. And let's see what he had to say. Sad to hear about Fred Ward. When it came to battling underground worms, I couldn't have asked for a better partner. I will always remember chatting about his love for Django Reinhardt and jazz guitar during our long days in the high desert. Rest in peace, Fred. And that's a good photo of them there. See if I can pull that up a little bit bigger. What was your guys'? Did you know Fred Ward? 79 years old. That's a good photo. Yeah, I like that. Let's take a look at his resume. Because he's got a really long resume. 89 credits. So he was rumored to be in a TV movie for Tremors. I guess the last confirmed one, though, was True Detective in 2015. So he was working. He was still working on a lot of stuff. He was on ER, a lot of TV stuff. But yeah, Tremors would be a big one for a lot of people. And that's in the horror genre, so that's in our wheelhouse. That's why we're talking about it. Road Trip. Yeah, he played the parent in Road Trip, I think. Grow Salvation. Was he in that? Was that the one with Edward Furlong? Oh, and he was in Tremors too. I like the fact that he picked up the torch and at least tried to make a second one, which did have some fun in it. That was fun. And yeah, he was Rocco in Naked Gun 33 1/3. The bad guy. Yeah, he was good. Oh, he was in Thunderheart. That's one I would like to revisit. I haven't watched that one in ages. That was with Val Kilmer and Graham Greene about investigating a murder on a Indian reservation, a Sioux reservation. Sorry, I shouldn't say that word because it's not PC anymore. Yeah, you guys can. It's weird. We can call each other that, but you guys aren't supposed to be calling us that. It's weird. I don't understand all the rules sometimes. Yeah. Yeah, I need to revisit that one. So was he in that? He was Jack Milton. He was I think he was another FBI guy with Val Kilmer. And it was a very good movie. I need to find a copy of this and rewatch it. Maybe do a full watch along Thunderheart. Because I like that. That one was a really good one. Let's go back to the resume and take a look at Remo Williams, which is one of the first movies that I used to watch as a young kid about like martial arts and stuff like that. And it's hard to watch now. It is. And I'll explain to you why as soon as I pull up. Oh, he was in The Right Stuff too. Yeah. So he's been in a lot of stuff. Remo Williams, The Adventure Begins. And that scene at the Statue of Liberty was great. So why is this movie unwatchable now? Because this man Joel Grey played his mentor, trainer, a Korean martial artist. But unfortunately, Joel Grey is not Korean. So what they did is they pasted these things on his eyes, and it's so noticeable now. It's so noticeable now. They just pasted these things on his eyes to make it look like perhaps he was Korean, but he wasn't Korean. So this was back in the days when they used to make, like, this is why I have trouble even watching Raiders of the Lost Ark, because there's a scene where they go to Mongolia or something, and they just took a bunch of white actors and put these things on their eyes to make them look like they're slanted. And it's kind of like, what are you guys, how could you even possibly think that that would pass? But that's the way that movies were made back then, because they wouldn't hire people that looked like the parts. And I understand that, like, you just couldn't get a Korean person to do it. I don't know, but I like the story, and I still watch it every now and then if I can, because it's kind of like he trains Fred Ward to be like this government agent with like the ability to almost like Jedi like powers of floating and stuff like that. It's funky, and yeah, Chun is very misogynistic. I guess it was too stereotypical. Maybe that's why no Korean actor wanted to take on that role. But it's very set, very 80s. But I like that. There's a scene that plays out at the, yeah, you can see it there. There's a scene that plays out at the Statue of Liberty that I thought was fantastic. And if they can remake this one, and maybe tone down some of the stuff that Chun says, it's a good idea. I like it. I would love to see them try to maybe re-envision this one. That would be cool. And there's a cool scene where he does like this obstacle course in his apartment. That really inspired me as a young man to play on like the big toys and stuff that we used to have in the schoolyard, and I would do jumping around and all that stuff. That really inspired me to do all the acrobatic stuff. Remo Williams, The Adventure Begins. Fred Ward, there he is right there. That probably has to go down in my books at least as my favorite. Well, no, Tremors is number one. Then Remo Williams. Then yeah, rest in peace. From the stories that I saw, guys, it wasn't announced exactly why. He was 79 years old. So he's up there. Just on the younger side of being up there. But, you know, no official announcements on that. Rest in peace, Fred Ward. Okay, guys. That's the Horror Weekly Roundup Show. If I missed any stories, let me know in the comments below, and we'll talk about it next week. If you've been watching us in the live chat, thank you very much. Our Glass Vikings has always been there. That's what I like. And I hope you guys come some week and enjoy us. If you're not, then all of these will be listed in time codes for you guys, but you can already see that. Later on today, we will be watching Brightburn. Like the evil Superman story. Yeah, the kid from another planet lands on Earth, but instead of becoming good, he has a taste and a thirst for blood. That's Brightburn. It has Elizabeth Banks in it, which is one of my favorite actresses. And I'm a mama's boy, so it kind of broke my heart. And we'll talk about that as we watch Brightburn later on today in, well, on this channel. So I'll see you guys there.